Thank you, Rob, and I'm Colin. I'll be taking you through the weaknesses in societal diversity. So, starting off with Donald Trump, he's the presidential candidate for the Republicans. So, earlier this year, there was a US Army officer who happened to be Muslim, and he died serving in Iraq. And Donald Trump had to go off him for being Muslim. And then the officer that died, his parents went to the Democratic National Convention, and they spoke out against Trump, saying that the father, he took out his US Constitution and offered to lend it to Trump, and his wife was standing next to him and she was wearing a headscarf, but she didn't say anything. And then Trump then retaliated, and he said, if you look at his wife, she was standing there, she had nothing to say. Maybe she wasn't allowed to have anything to say. You tell me. That was earlier this year, and he said that to ABC News, who was a big news broadcaster in America, and so millions of people saw that, and it hampered his chances of becoming president. But we'll see later on next month. So, when Trump then said that he was going to build a wall between Mexico and the United States, a federal judge, Gonzalo Thurial, he was totally against it. He didn't want that, and just because of his name, Trump assumed that he was Mexican and said he's a Mexican, and he still wanted to build the wall. But the federal judge was actually born in Indiana, which is in America. So that's Trump just making assumptions. Trump just making assumptions again. And then Trump then there was a Hispanic in Boston, and he was shouting about Trump negatively, and two men then in Boston, they beat up this guy, and Trump he justified their actions, calling them passionate supporters of his campaign. And then there was at one of Trump's rallies then an African American was campaigning against Trump at Trump's own rally, and then people actually beat this guy up, and even though Trump was in attendance, he didn't do anything and said that he said maybe the protester should have been roughed up. So, and then in relation to Trump's then, he's a very sexist character as well. So back in 1996, he was actually he ran the Miss Universe competition, and he was known to grope the contestants and things like that. And he was caught saying, when you're a star, they'll let you do it. And then in 1996 as well, the winner then, Alicia Machado, she claimed that Trump referred to her as Miss Piggy, because after she won, she was slim, and then she gained a few pounds then after she won, when she was going around the world with Trump then. And then he also referred to her as Miss Housekeeping, which is in relation to her ethnicity, because she was born in Colombia. So then Trump was known then that he mocked a disabled journalist who went by the name of Serge F. Kovaleski. He suffers from arthrogryposis. He's a journalist for the New York Times, and when Trump, during one of his campaigns, like in front of millions of people on TV, he was flailing around his arms and put on a mocking voice, saying, I don't know what I said, I don't remember, because that journalist was known to have had to go off 9/11, and Trump was against that, but it doesn't give him the right to mock someone that has a disability. And then with millions of Americans voting next month for their president, it's very concerning that this man could have the most power and be the most powerful man in the world. And with that history, with that discriminative history, we don't know what can happen. So then, in recent weeks, then the jungle then in Calais in France, it was home to 10,000 migrants. The migrants, they were from different countries such as Afghanistan, Sudan, Syria, Iraq, Iran, Pakistan, and Ethiopia. But with the 10,000 people there in such a small confinement, it shows how poorly France dealt with the migrants. And it took a week. They started the dismantling at the start of this week, and people actually left earlier this week, around 4,000 people, and they they were shipped off to, they were all bussed around to 450 different centres in in France. But then towards the today on the towards the end of this month, migrants burnt down the village, and the workers there, they had to bulldoze the rest. And the migrants there, they're still dreaming of going to the UK, but there's no hope of that really with Brexit coming in. And yeah, France, they just really need to stabilise their migrant situation. And then for religion, then in Irish primary schools, rule number 68, which is very pro-religious, is pro-Catholicism. It claims that religion is top, and everyone works through God's honor and service. But in recent years, Minister for Education, Jan O'Sullivan, she abolished the rule after its 15 years there, and she said that it was a symbol of our past, not our future, and she's glad that it's gone. So I'm going to be handing over to Conor now, and he'll be talking to you about a survey.